with this amp, it's very different from any other Fender amp that we've created before. No. The idea being like actually someone in our R&D came up with it on his own, and it was so different from anything that we had done before that we thought it would be a really interesting amp, something outside of the typical Fender thing. Whereas a lot of Fenders, is you set it and you forget it kind of thing. This is much more for someone that wants to really fine-tune how their sound is, whether it's distorted or clean. So you've got 2 channels, and I actually consider it 3 channels because you've got clean, boost, and then overdrive channel. So we'll start on channel 1. This will be a very different sound than the typical Fender clean. It's still clean, still very clean, but so you can do that. Increase the gain on the clean channel if you want to. So we're going to add a little bit of grit to that sound now. And here's where the boost channel comes in. So now when you get on the boost channel, it's got a pull knob, but you can also use the foot switch. So we'll hit that. Now we're going to get quite a bit more gain, almost like a classic rock kind of gain. Yeah, it's cool. What's great about the EQ on this is that it's very sensitive. With a lot of older amps, they don't do a whole lot, a little bit. I'm just going to play the bass knob so you can hear how much bass you can add and subtract from the note. So it's very, very sensitive. On top of that, we have the 3-band EQ. We have a tune knob. And what the tune knob does is it takes where the normal EQ bump is on an amplifier. When you look at it, there's always a dip. It takes that dip and it actually shifts it, as opposed to a mid-range. It just shifts where the dip goes. So you can fine-tune that way as well. That's just still channel 1. Channel 2, plenty of gain on tap. It's got the same sort of EQ and tuning ability, but you can do that's your thing. If that's your thing, if it's not, roll back your gain. That in between kind of sound too. Digital reverb, which actually really works with some of the higher gain settings. When you have tube reverb, it tends to clash too much with what you're doing. So we tend to find that it sounds better overall with this amplifier. And then it also has a damping switch, which is actually going to affect the amount of pushback from the speaker. So if you play very aggressive music, you go tight, the speaker's going to push back immediately, so you can play much more focused. You set it looser, and you're going to have more like secondary harmonics and information. So depending on your style, what works better for you. It is closed back. It's a 12-inch speaker, Finish 30. Comes with a foot switch. It's MIDI capable, so you can combine it with your rack, and it has an effects loop too. So and it's made in Corona too.